Welcome
Welcome
to the
to the
Empress and the
Empress and the
Fool.
Fool.
I'm Sarah Ditmore.
And I'm Kaitlyn and we're here to discuss all things magical and mystic from the perspective of two curious witches.
This is our bi-weekly tarot time episode where we review our favorite decks and discuss the ethics and methodology of reading tarot for yourself and others.
Woo!
Yay!
All right, before we get into it, I
Yes.
have a little show and tell
Okay.
since I'm turning 30 soon. And I went to my favorite store, which I will take you to. It's my favorite store in the world. And I was like, I've had my eye on this item for over a year. And I was like,
Okay.
fuck it, I'm turning 30. Are you ready?
Yes.
Hold up. Drum roll, please.
I can't. Is it is a druid cloak. Oh my God. I love it. It's incredible.
I'm so happy.
Oh my God, it's so cute.
So I did buy myself a cloak. It says elven cloak, but
Yeah,
a
okay, okay.
druid cloak,
Yeah, I
elven
see
cloak.
druid, but I always play as a druid, so
I
that's yeah.
you could be a druid elf. Why not?
Yeah, that's actually very true.
Yeah, but it's very like Lord of the Rings. It's like this kind of like dark mossy forest green, and I'm living my best life.
It's so good. And it has the little like kind of pointed hood
It
and
does.
it has the little like leather shoulder straps. It's so good. It's incredible.
Um,
Oh, hold on. I am so happy for you. That is amazing.
Thank you. I knew you'd be so excited.
I used to have a really epic. You were there with me. I bought it in Scotland, a cloak.
Yes.
But I don't know what happened to it. It disappeared. I have like a box of clothing that disappeared in one of my moves, and there are a few like key items in there that I long for on the
I
daily.
hate that.
Yeah, it's very
Oh,
sad. Well, my
I
show and
know.
tell is less exciting. My show and tell is a continuation in the saga of Sarah is a dirty hippie.
Yes.
And today's iced coffee is being drinking out of a mason jar that once held barley. And you can see there's like a little sticker on it that still says barley.
It's a reusable chalk sticker.
Yeah. But the
You
chalk, I
are.
used like a chalk pen and it has not come off. And so now this jar just is permanently labeled barley.
Oh my God, I love you so much. That is so dirty hippie of you.
Hmm. Being of a dirty hippie, I just
Oh my
got
God.
orange peel up my straw. Um,
From some homemade juice.
yeah, I made homemade simple syrup for my iced latte with cloves,
Shut up.
mace, nut, no, orange peel and vanilla and brown sugar. It's
That sounds really
delicious.
good.
It's
That
really
sounds like
good.
very Christmassy.
Yeah, it was really just what spices do I currently have because I'm in like a in between moment where I need to order a bunch of
Mm,
refills. And so I was like,
mm.
what whole spices do I have that I can put in this and will taste good?
That's actually really smart.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like I think that spices never expire, but they absolutely like do
I
lose
don't
their
think
potency too.
exactly,
It's
exactly.
like, yeah,
I don't think they expire to the point of like you can't eat this or you'll die.
yes.
But I think it's like nuts too. They like kind of go bad and they just become
They
less
just get
good.
weird.
Yeah,
They just
yeah,
get weird.
yeah.
Uh, yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm
I
so,
also have some news for you, podcast related news.
tell me.
We got our first Google form response. Yes.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, tell
It
me
was in
more.
response to our bonus episode, Which Are You?
Hmm.
And they were letting us know that they took the test multiple times. Well, actually, here, I can just read it.
Yay.
Um,
Thank you.
and unfortunately, part of this process made me realize that I don't have a section for the I just want to say hello section, does not have a name thing. So this person did not enter any like info in which we can name them or respond to them because I don't have that in there. So I need to add that in there as like an optional, what's your name, what's your email? Um, but they
Trial and error.
responded and they said, which witch are you? Kitchen witch. I even took it twice and changed some of my answers, but it got the same result. Generally, this tracks. I'm not an all-around homemaker though.
Oh, you don't have to be an all-around homemaker.
I know.
Oh,
So we have a little kitchen witch listening to us. We love you. I don't know your name
I
because I will fix the form now. But thank you for writing in. We love you and hope you are making lots of magic in the kitchen today.
oh, as I am making magic in the sea
Ooh, yes.
from
And
Denver.
I am making magic in the trees. Did I get Green Witch? I feel like I might have gotten. No, I got Divination Witch. I'm
Yes, you
making.
got
Oh, that's
divination.
true. I did. I
And
had a
that's what
private tarot reading today. I was doing magic with divination.
that is what you did. Um,
So BuzzFeed
so
knows it all.
if you do want to reach out to us, which we
Mhm.
would really love to hear from you, you can go to sarahdittmore.com and then you can pop on over to our Empress and the Fool section, and then there's like contact form there. So please let us know what witch you are, or if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or ideas for future episodes. We would love to hear from you.
Yes, absolutely. Please, please reach out.
Mm-hmm.
In the
Oh, that makes me
meantime,
so happy.
what are we talking about today?
So today we are doing a tarot deck review, but it's not a tarot deck, it's an oracle deck. It is from the shop that I talk about all the time. I think I've mentioned it almost every episode. It's called Awakening. It's on Broadway in
We should
Denver.
try to get them to sponsor us.
Oh my God, I would freaking
Sponsor.
love that.
What
They
shop
do
would
have
I
like
be
a book
sponsored by
club.
out here? I would probably be sponsored by Word After Word because
Yes,
I talk about them a lot. That's the
yes.
local bookstore out here. They're the bomb. I don't know if there's any witchy stores out here that like, there's not really, I mean, I guess, yeah, there's not really any good witchy stores out here. They're all in Reno. Ra
Reading's witchy.
Raven's Realm in Reno. That's who I want to sponsor us.
Ooh.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
lot of witchy places in Denver, but my
yeah,
favorite is this like intimacy shop. Because they do have a lot of like stuff that's not to do with intimacy there.
yeah,
Like I actually pretty much just go for like the books,
yeah.
the stickers, like things like that. And they're just like a very, very queer positive shop and a very like witch positive shop. Like all I've
Oh,
gotten three tarot decks from the shop,
wow. That's
including the
amazing.
rainbow one that I
Oh,
showed on a couple episodes ago.
yeah, recently. That's
Yeah.
so good. And that's
So
you said they have a book club too? That's
they
epic.
do have a book club, which is really cool. Yeah, they have a lot of like I don't know, they have a lot of just really interesting literature there that's like not just about like sex and intimacy, but it's also about like race and gender and politics and
Cool.
lots of Audre Lorde and lots of, you know,
Yeah.
like feminine. So it's I love going there. They're always like super nice. It's so yeah. They have this shirt there that says trans rights are human rights on it with a giant
Yeah.
tiger in the middle, and I want one
Incredible.
so bad. I'll take you there when you visit because Sarah's coming to see me in a week.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Uh,
me too. All right. So anyway, I have it's called the Oracle of the Witch. Reclaim your birthright.
ooh, okay, it's like a black box with it kind of gives me like Little Red Riding Hood vibes. It's like a black
Oh
forest
yeah.
and this like background behind her is bright red, like blood red. And she's got like long black flowy hair and she's wearing like a white nightgown kind of look that's like falling off the shoulder and she's holding a basket looking back over the shoulder like at the viewer. And then there's like white kind of like smoke or like wisps behind her.
Yeah. She looks like she stepped out of a cautionary German tale for
Yeah, very
kids.
folklore looking art.
Mhm.
I like that.
Yeah. There we go. That's her. It's very cool though. It's very like trichromatic. So yeah, just black, white,
Mm.
and red.
Are the cars
Um,
black, white, and red too, or just the box?
yes, and
Very cool.
so it does come with a book. And the cards fit perfectly in the box with like a little
Ah,
bit of wiggle
love
room.
it, love it.
The sides are shiny red,
What? They're like
which
gold, they're like that, like when you get the gold foil on the side where it's like shiny, but they're bright, like blood red.
it's really cool. I've never seen like
Very
tarot
cool.
cards like this. It
Yeah,
looks like a brick. It's really weird.
that's very cool. I've only
Yeah.
seen it with gold before. I don't think I've ever seen it with a different color. That's awesome.
And I have the other ones that I have are holographic, but that's also a little bit different. This one is
Yeah,
very like
like
ugh,
bright shiny red. That's cool.
bright.
And
Yeah,
it
it
comes
looks
in one of those like top open boxes, right?
yeah. So, yes, let's talk about the box. Yeah, it just perfectly fits the cards like within
Beautiful.
the box, which is
Beautiful.
nice. And there's
Just
like these
white or white, red. Oh, there's not. I thought it was just red. There's like a
yeah,
design. Like
it's like
celestial runes.
it's kind of like runes, a little bit like satanic looking. There's a little bit of like a Baphomet kind of thing going on right
Yeah.
here.
It looks
Um,
like notes or doodles from like a witch's book of shadows.
yeah, a little like alchemical.
Yeah.
It's pretty subtle. So it's like a red background with slightly lighter red to show this. It's like,
Yeah, like from a distance on Zoom, it looks like pure red. So,
yeah.
yeah.
And then we got the back of the cards are super
Whoa.
creepy and gorgeous.
Yeah, so the drawing style is very like I don't know the artist's name, but it makes me think of like there's images of like the kind of like skeletal women. Can you
Is it
figure?
Junji
Oh,
Ito?
maybe.
He's a Japanese manga artist. It kind of, I think it's Junji Ito. Yeah. He does like,
Yeah, it is kind of Junji Ito-esque and like yeah, that kind of like horror, but almost like surreal at the same
yeah,
time. Like not like in your face horror, but like kind of spooky.
yeah.
And so it's like that kind of art style, and it's bright red background with a black circle in the middle with two hands, but the hands are like connected at the wrist coming out from one another, and there's like a bracelet with an eye on it around the connection between the two hands.
And then like the borders almost look like little, I think it's hard to see on
Yeah, are
camera,
they
but they
like
almost look like
snakes?
they kind of look like bat wings or snakes. It's just ornamentation. It's
Cool,
nothing
cool.
specific, but it's like framing.
Very cool. It gives
Yeah.
like a Wednesday Addams vibe too. I'm
So when
really,
this is
yeah,
Wednesday Adams Oracle deck, a
it's a
hundred
cool
percent.
vibe.
Um, so what else
So
do we have to
who's the
I'm like,
creators? Who are the creators
oh
of this?
yeah, I was like, wait, we have a format for this. What are we? I'm just
Just
excited.
riffing. I love it. Just riffing
Um,
about the Oracle deck.
yeah, so the authors are Flavia Kate Peters and Barbara Michael John Free. I really hope I pronounced Michael John, but I'm pretty sure I got it right.
It's spelled
Um,
Meikle John. So,
Dash free.
yeah, dash
That's all
free.
one word. But and then the illustration is done by Mira Mordianti.
Okay.
Mordianti. Very cool last names. I really like all
Yeah.
the names. Mordianti. I love all the names in this Oracle deck because they're all very powerful and they're obviously very powerful people to
Yeah.
have made this.
Oh,
So this is what it kind of looks like spread out a little, which I
wow.
just love this visual.
Yeah, it's like
Like,
each of the cards. I love the like monochromatic or trichromatic because it gives a very strong visual. And so just like
yeah,
fanning out face forward, you just see like border that like matches that ornamentation, but it borders the whole card in black and white. And then the card is bright red. And then each card has like a black and white image that takes up most of the space.
yeah, it's really cool. It's just a very striking deck. I think
Yeah, it
just like
is.
I don't know, just I think I can understand why people would get a little bit like creeped out if this was their
Yeah.
first introduction to Oracle.
Yeah,
Because I
it's
think
very
this is like
witchy.
it's a little like leveled up
Yeah.
kind of like
And it's that kind of like satanic witchy. Like it's not,
yes.
but it has that kind of like devilly, like pentagram, like energy to it.
Yeah, which I love. And I actually do. I don't think we've done this before, but I'm like very curious about like what is the like purpose of this oracle? Like what did they make this? What did they have in mind when making this?
Yeah.
And it says Oracle of the Witch calls you to remember and reawaken your inner knowledge, inner knowing and magic from the old ways. And magic is spelled with a K, obviously. The ancient ones have watched over you and protected you from the moment you were birthed. Perhaps you have sensed a presence surrounding you since you were a child or noticed a hooded being in your peripheral vision. Are you passionate about working with oracle and tarot decks and love working with spells, enchantments, and divination? Do ancient mystery schools and their teachings and philosophies call to you and you are drawn to the wisdom of the oracle's teachings? If your answer is yes, it's time to beseech the oracle of the witch for assistance in your life for what you seek. So it's like a lot about the history, sacred myth of like witches' descendants.
Cool.
I think it's a lot more like honoring the history and
Mm.
lineage of witches and like the classic imagery that comes with
Yeah,
witchcraft,
that's
which is
awesome.
more like dark, satanic, kind of like
Yeah,
lots of
yeah.
goats, horns,
Right, right. It's
creepy
also
stuff.
making me think of like the chilling adventures of Sabrina, like being out in the
Hmm.
wilderness, like sacrifice, that whole
Yeah,
vibe.
that's the
Yeah.
new one, the new Sabrina, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's very that vibe.
Cool.
Which is I think it just gets I think this kind of imagery is what turns a lot of people off from
Yeah.
witchcraft and makes it think that it is this like demonic,
Dark, dangerous,
ill-willed,
evil.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think there's something really powerful. Lame. I think there's something very powerful about like this kind of reclaiming that energy and being like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're about to fucking tell you how to live your life.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think like the witch is comfortable in the shadow and in the light and the dark,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and like can walk both worlds. And so I love that they're like, yeah, we aren't afraid to work with that imagery and work with that realm, you know?
Yeah, and just like really
Yeah.
dig into it.
Yeah.
All right, so before we talk about the imagery, just really quick, this is how they set in the box.
Beautiful.
It's like has a
Very,
little bit of
very well fitted, but easy to get out. You don't have to like really like
yeah.
they don't get stuck in there.
I do wish that it wasn't. I think like when I pull them out, it is a little bit like unwieldy for me. Like it's kind of a little awkward. I wish it was a little smaller with like the rib
Okay.
and pull.
Yeah. Like a little
Um,
tighter fit.
but it still like fits like
Everything.
with
Yeah.
the book on top of it and everything. It's like very well designed. It is a little bit wider than other tarot cards.
So would you
Um,
say that decreases its baggability?
it's I would say the back ability is like
Eight.
eight
Okay,
or
not
nine.
terrible.
Yeah,
How
like
how
it's
firm or flimsy is like the cardboard that the box is made out of?
oh really really sturdy. I'm trying to
Okay.
squeeze it right now and it's
And it's not
no,
moving.
no,
Yeah.
it's very sturdy. I haven't actually taken this around many places because I don't feel that I want to use this on my day-to-day
Yeah.
life.
Like you said, it can be off-putting if you're not like into that vibe.
And don't get me wrong, I pull out my tarot cards at a coffee shop on an airplane and like, you know, at your funeral, I'll be there. But like I do have a lot more of my kind of like lighter, more mystical, more kind of like visually neutral
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
imagery
I
out.
call them like my softer cards or my gentler cards, where it's like they're more
Gentler cards.
accessible to people who aren't necessarily living in this world.
Yeah. And I do think that like in terms of kind of use, this definitely just feels like much more specific. I don't actually
Hmm.
see a lot of times where I'm going to be using this every day or pulling a card. Maybe like in doing an altar or
Yeah.
pursuing like different kind of magical practices or having a question about something new or like a phenomenon that I don't understand. Maybe yeah, it just feels a little specific and I'm still myself just trying to work out ways that
Yeah.
I can like more effectively use this.
Yeah.
Okay, in terms of the actual cards, they are pretty thick.
Okay.
They don't they
They
don't
don't like flop or bend when you shake them. Yeah.
no, and they actually like come curved. I don't know if you can see this.
Oh, wow. That's not from you shuffling them?
No,
Huh.
I haven't really used these very much. And
Yeah.
so yeah, they are quite bent
Huh.
already. So it does make it a little bit tougher to like shuffle
Okay.
casino
Okay.
style.
Yeah.
I think it does like lend itself to like fitting in your hand like this a little bit better.
Yeah. How
Um,
is it easy to shuffle the like cut and We gotta figure out the actual names for these different shuffle styles. But where you cut it and you put it side by side, hamburger style is what I'm gonna call it.
Hamburger, is this hamburger style?
Hot
What is
dog.
this
You're doing
one?
it like hot dog
I'm
style
doing
because
hot
it's
dog style.
vertical.
Hamburger style is a little bit tougher.
Because they're so
I have
long.
I have long fingers, but still, I think it's like just a little bit sticky. I think like the
Yeah.
whatever foils on here doesn't lend itself to like sliding as
Okay.
much. Like it's like really holding on.
Yeah. So mediocre shuffle ability.
Yeah, I think
What
you
is
just
like
have
the
to.
texture of the cards? Are they
They're pretty like matted. They don't have like a lot of gloss or shine on them.
okay?
I mean, you're seeing a little gloss because it's my
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
lamp, but yeah, no, it's just a pretty like it's a pretty like sturdy cardboardy feeling.
Okay, cool.
Honestly, like it's really not bending that much. This is scientific testing that you're hearing of me
Yes.
just holding the card with two fingers and then tapping it with the other one.
To see if they'll
Yeah,
bend.
it's not really going anywhere and not losing its
Yeah,
shape.
it's very
So
sturdy, very firm cards, which is like good in like durability wise, but can make shuffling a little bit of a pain.
yeah, and I haven't done a ton of reading with this, so I don't really know about like the spreadability.
Mm,
Um, but let me just like before we talk about like spread and reading stuff, let me show you like a couple like really cool imagery, some cool
yes.
imagery that I really like. I think I'm pulling like far too many cards, but
And
it's
just a reminder
fine.
while Kaitlyn is pulling cards that you can also find us on YouTube. So that if you would prefer to visually see the cards that we're talking about, you can watch us on YouTube. The link is in our show notes.
Thank you. I love this. There's also just like a lot of imagery and references in here that I'm like not really aware of either.
Hmm.
Like, all right, I think those are the ones. There's a lot of like harkening. Okay, so I have probably too many cards to show, but
That's
whatever.
fine. That's what we're here for.
One of the things I like is that they're all numbered at the top,
Nice. We love a
so you
numbered.
can
We
find.
love a numbered card. I have strong feelings about this, but
It's way easier, I think, to be able to find like where it is, like
yeah,
you know, in.
even if it's an Oracle deck where they're not numbered and they're alphabetical, I find that harder because it's like I gotta, I mean, this, I know my alphabet, but like you gotta think for a second. Like, is it N M like M N? Like what's the
No,
order?
I sing the alphabet song in my head each time.
We joke about this at the bookstore that whenever we're shelving books, we're just like subtly whispering the alphabet to ourselves.
It's a nonsensical song, so
Yeah.
like, come on, the lyrics
So,
very meh.
so numbered is definitely preferred because then we can just, I know it's easier to remember that two is after three than where O and L relate to one another.
Yes, 100%. All right, so first, like a lot of the imagery does resonate with the Rider Waite. I think, like even in just the figures, but this one is the crafter, which reminds me a lot of the
Oh,
magician.
wow.
Um,
Yeah, it's got a person like who's very ripped, very muscular.
yeah, they're hot.
Standing shirtless in front of like a wooden table, and they have over their right like pec muscle, they have like an eye, kind of a red eye tattoo with like
Hmm.
shining rays coming down from it, and they've got like Jesus hair.
Hmm.
And they've
Oh,
got
it's
like
very Jesus.
ravens, ravens or crows in the background, and there's a pentacle on the table. There's a wand and a dagger sitting on the table, and then they have like a piece of wood that looks like a cross section of a stump or like a tree, like a I forget, like a
Hmm.
round basically, and they're hammering something or carving something into that round with like a mallet.
Also, do you notice that the crows or ravens that they're only in the shadows? They're not actually in the foreground.
Yeah, that's very cool. And so there's like
Yeah.
shadowed, and it also looks like the person might be cloaked in the shadow instead of like you don't see the shape of
Hmm.
like their hair and body and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's very like harkens to the magician with like a little bit more of like a occult
It kind of feels like if the
spin.
magician and the is it the Eight of Pentacles where it's
Hmm.
like they're carving the pentacles over and over again?
Yeah,
It's like
the
those two
apprentice.
cards. Yeah, it's like those two cards meld into one.
Okay, hold on. My headphones just said I'm losing battery. That's really rude. There we go.
There.
I know. Like, I have a schedule. I have things to
Which is
do.
very crafter because it's like they're using all the like magician energy to like
Hmm.
have the vision, but then they're like putting the labor into actually making it happen.
Yeah. And then we have two. So then, so that's like one that looks like the like Rider-Waite-Smith tarot. This
Hmm.
one is kind of like
Oh, cool.
recording magical practices, and it's called Magical Tools. And then,
Yeah.
oh, actually, sorry. There's a subheading of the card. So crafter, subheading creativity.
Oh, okay.
Magical tools, subheading is magnification, which I
Ooh.
really like. So
Oh,
it's
I
like,
love that because that's really what a magical tool is to like magnify your intention. Oh, I
yes.
love that concept.
So it's like a wooden table with some red candles, a dagger, or like a theme, some tarot cards, a broom, some
Just so you know, because I feel like
flowers.
we have to be, we're representing witchcraft here. It's pronounced Athame.
It's
Athame.
Athame.
Athame, I think, yeah.
Shut your
I'll
face.
double
I
check,
learned
but I think
something
it's
today.
Athame, yeah.
I learned something today.
Yes.
Okay, well, excuse me. I'm not a real witch. I just outed
No, you
myself.
are. I don't, you don't have to have an Athame to be a witch.
And then it looks like some
Ooh.
sort of like it looks like a sickle, like a mini sickle. To be honest, I really thought like Sailor Moon wand.
Yeah, I forget the term for that, but that is a thing where it's like a little scythe. Yeah.
And there's your broom, Sarah.
And there's my broom, a goblet, some flowers, some burning incense, a
Yeah, so
pentagram
there's
in the
also
middle.
yeah, like and then there's another one that's like candle making or rune
Mm.
making. Like there's different
So
sets of
like
like
some of them have subjects like
hmm
people and are characters, and some of them are more like activities or tools or
like
supplies.
yeah.
Okay.
So here's one that I think is really cool because it's scrying. The subheading is divination, but
Mm.
this imagery is so creepy and cool.
Ooh, okay. So it's like there's a black puddle taking up most of the foreground, and there's like a person coming out of the puddle where you can just see their like eyes, and they have the very like feminine cat eye look, and they have like
Hmm.
their hair looks like it's just more of that puddle like dripping down like bangs, and they're
Yeah.
just coming up like to the middle of their nose, so they're just staring out of from the puddle. And
Ooh.
then there's like grass in front of them, like white grass, and then like something dangling from the ceiling, like little
It almost
plant
looks
matter.
like pearl succulent
Yes, like the string of
pearls,
pearls
string of
succulents.
pearls. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that.
So it's
I
this
feel,
is
oh, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say so this is scrying, but it's not really showing like the act of scrying. This is like I don't know, just like it's so much creepier. It's like an
Yeah.
image or as something coming out from nature, which is a lot of what scrying kind of is. Like,
Right, like staring into that dark puddle until something emerges from it. Like,
hmm
I love that. I also feel like this deck would be so good for like sometimes I might need to buy this deck because sometimes I'm working with people and they either clients ask me or when I'm prepping for a client, I ask my own cards, like in preparation of
hmm
like what work is needed, like what actions are needed to take to like clear this energy or bring in protection or whatnot. And so I feel like that could be really good. And like, oh, we need to do some scrying or oh, you need to make a spell candle. Like it's very like practical,
yeah. And this feels like,
practical
yeah,
magic, one might
make a
say.
candle,
Yes,
candle
exactly.
magic.
Exactly. Like I feel like it could be really good for identifying like what is the best course of action magically to address this situation or issue.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing about this too is that it looks really spooky, but I think the intention is all just like very wholesome and it's all just like
Yeah.
drawing on things that we've talked about. Like
Yeah.
we're just a lot more like happy and bubbly than like these kind of the mood of
Right,
these
right.
cards.
I mean, it's all just like at the core, it's all the same stuff. It's just what flavor of it, right? Like your
Hmm.
flavor is very like you've got the purple hair and the bright colors, and then my flavor is very much like earth tones and like the garden, and then like that
Hmm.
flavor is much more like goth black, like
Wednesday Adams is a
pentagrams.
perfect
Yeah.
way to describe it.
Yeah.
Okay, I have four more cards to show you.
Okay,
Sorry.
please. Yes. No, I'm loving it. We're making
Um,
great time.
the next one is Coven, and the subheading is Dedication.
Ooh, see, I love their subheadings because I would have thought like coven, community or something, but like they have a whole different approach to it. Okay, it's
Yeah.
got a bunch of witches, and what I love about this is that they're all different gender presentations. Like it's not
Hmm.
all women. And they're all wearing black, like cloaks and gown or dresses, and some of them are hooded and some of them are not. And they're standing around a giant pentagram on the floor, and they're surrounded by candles, and four of them have the four with the hoods. Oh, it's like the four corners. They're in the four
Uh-huh.
corners and their arms are to the sky and it looks like they're like summoning something or making some sort of prayer or petition. And then there's like a couple or like a man and a woman. It doesn't like not necessarily a romantic couple, but a man and a woman standing like in the middle, not of the circle, but like of the card and just standing there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very cool. And I'm curious, I'm gonna read like one or two definitions of
Um,
like one of these. Do you want me to read it for this one?
No, just I just want to say that that image is what I want my wedding ceremony to look like.
Done.
That man
Say
and
less.
woman like getting married and all the people in black cloaks, arms to the sky, like, ah, that's the vibe. That's the
It's
vibe I'm going
happening.
for. That's what
I'll
I
make
want
that
my
happen for you.
dedication to be.
I'll
Freak
make it
out
happen
all
for
of Charlie's
you.
Catholic family.
Oh, good. Pentagram and all.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wear all black to my own wedding.
I will be Baphomet.
Ooh,
I'll get
okay.
the hooves
Yeah.
and everything. I'll get the
Love
oh my god.
that.
Mhm. The place where I got the elven cloak, I can super make that happen.
Perfect.
All right. So next we have so this one's the midwife card and the subheading is birth. So the reason why I picked this one is because there's also some like cards that show kind of like roles.
Like the
That
crafter, yeah.
yeah, so and yeah, totally like the crafter. But this one I feel like is like a lot of I don't know why I'm just really thinking about how like mid like it's kind of harkening back a lot to like history
hmm
because a lot of witches did
Right.
do that kind of role
Well, and like
as like the town healer.
a lot of midwives are what were later called and persecuted as witches. Like they didn't
Yeah.
identify as witches, they were midwives, but that's what they
Hmm.
got looped into
Yeah.
once what midwifery became looked down upon.
Yeah, because the patriarchy probably thought women were disposable baby machines. And this is just like such a powerful I think it's just like such a powerful form of magic that's so like practical. And I
Yes.
actually didn't see this before, but that is the pregnant person. So it's
Oh.
like a room that is kind of bordered by drapes of like what are those beds called? Like you know the four poster bed
Yeah,
with the like
yeah, with the
drapes.
canopies,
The
yeah.
canopy, yeah. So it's like a woman with curly hair and like covered in like really cool robes. I want this to fit. This is really cute. And she's leaning over this bed, taking care of a pregnant person, and you can just see her belly or
Yeah.
their belly at the head of the bed.
Yeah.
But it's like just very loving, very knowledgeable,
Yeah.
very like tender. There's like a little hearth in the background.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so
such a
I
good
don't
reminder too that like when you're birthing something, you need support. Like you can't do that alone.
totally, yeah, this is not it's not to be trifled with.
Yeah.
And that there is such, I think it's also just reminds me so much about like the hereditary wisdom of
Yeah.
our ancestors and like how amazing it is that we had people help bring us into this world
Yeah.
because if they weren't there, then we wouldn't be here too. You know, like
Yeah.
um
Yeah, all the
yeah.
hands it took to deliver us, so to speak.
Hmm.
Uh,
And then the last two I have actually, I think these are both witches or witch figures.
oh, they're
So
like
we
names.
have
Oh, Diana, I know that name.
Diana,
Yeah.
the goddess of the hunt, also Artemis and
Yeah.
Greek tradition. I think it's Roman is Diana
Yeah,
and
Greek
Greek
is
is
Artemis.
Artemis. So it says Diana wisdom. She is the goddess of the moon, goddess of the
Mm.
hunt,
And
super
she's surrounded
wise.
by dogs.
Yeah. What is that?
She's
And a
got a
deer.
yeah, she's got a crescent moon and a like in the background is like a crescent moon and a deer and like some greenery, some
Hmm.
plants. And then in the foreground is Diana with her braided hair and like an off-the-shoulder shirt and some black pants, holding like a strong bow and arrow with hunting dogs sitting on focused on either side of her.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
honestly, all the outfits in this, like I would super
Oh my
wear.
God,
I would wear that. It's
absolutely.
like this off the shoulder, like really cute thing with the black skinny
Yeah.
jeans. Like,
Yeah.
oh, come
Hot. She's
on.
very hot.
So hot. And then the other one, I actually don't know of this person personally, but obviously I don't know them.
You're
I
not
just went to coffee with them.
BFFs? What's their name?
Aradia.
Aradia?
Aradia. Aradia.
Okay, let's
And I'm pretty
see.
sure this is an actual person, not a concept.
Okay, it's one of the Ooh, okay. One of the principal figures in the American folklorist Charles Godfrey Leland's work Aradia, or The Gospel of the Witches, which
That's awesome.
he believed to be a genuine religious text used by a group of pagan witches in Tuscany, a claim that has subsequently been disputed by other folklorists and historians. That's from Wikipedia.
So I just looked at her little
Queen of
description
the
in here
Witches.
too.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's very powerful. So it says way back in antiquity, Aradia shared with the world the secretive practice of witchcraft in order to face down all opposers and persecutors of magic, to set free those who have been disempowered and reconnect them with their personal power. However, don't mistake her for your savior. Instead, you must believe in your own super witch powers to see through magical eyes and to never fear your gifts. Magic runs through your veins, and you're reminded to perceive, accept, and harness it as a tool to attain your heart's desire and for healing and empowerment.
Love
Oh, wait,
that.
sorry, I know I'm reading a lot of this, but
No,
this is lovely.
please.
Calling yourself a witch is an act of defiance that fights magical resistance and is a testament to the wise ones who have walked the path of the old ways before you. It's time to liberate the witch within and claim your rightful place among the craft of the wise as a true magician. So it's about like unveiling your light side and unveiling your power.
Wow, that's awesome.
Oh my gosh, there's an incantation to Aradia in the book that I'm reading from.
Very cool.
So, goddess of witchcraft, of occult liberty, whose mission on earth was to set witches free. I'll stand with Aradia, tis my uh oh, this my finest hour. Magic now strong as I reclaim my power. Aradia magic is worked, with harm to none, so note it be there, it is done.
Oh, I love that. It almost has
Yeah,
like an aspect of Hecate in there of like goddess of witches, mother of witches, like yeah.
yeah. And like very like self-empowered.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. So I just thought these two cards really like it sounds like she could have been like some level of like a real person who spearheaded
Right.
like kind of not to compare her to like Christianity, but kind of like Jesus-y, you know, like
Yes.
like this was a very very likely a very real person, but their kind of like mythos in history is
Mm.
so much
So
more
why
important.
do you think it was a real person and not like Diana or like a god or folklorist, like folklore
I don't know why.
person?
It just sounds like a like
You just
uh
feel that way?
I just feel that way, honestly. It just it it feels like a person who was like way back when who's like this is all like attributed to. It's kind of that's why I
Right,
said
kind of
it's
like
kind of
Jesus energy, like
reminds
where
me
it's
like
a
Jesus.
versus like versus a myth or a story. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of these ideas like did probably exist before, but there might have
Yeah.
been like one person who kind of was able to embody
Yeah.
that and bring that. Whoa, I hit my mic. Embody that and bring that all like together in a
Yeah.
really directed way that kind of like
Nice.
inspires people. I don't know why I think this is a real
Yeah,
person.
that's maybe she's coming through to you as like maybe she's one of your people to work with.
Maybe she sounds really cool, but
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like pulling on these like figures and these like really powerful female figures in
Archetypes
witchcraft and
almost.
yeah,
Like,
archetypes.
yeah.
Totally, that's the word I was looking for. Um,
I got you.
so
Same
there's
brain.
logged into the same Wi-Fi. Um, oh my God, guess what I just shuffled to randomly?
What?
Hecate.
Hey, I was literally thinking, I wonder if there's a Hecate card. Hecate is my girl. I work with Hecate very closely.
Hecate, and her subheading is Underworld.
Yeah, yeah, she's the queen of the underworld. She's also the queen
Oh,
of the
she's Persephone.
crossroads. No. So when
No?
Persephone gets taken in the underworld, Demeter goes crazy about it, and the only
Mhm.
person who offers to help her is Hecate. And Hecate, she
Oh.
is like she's the goddess of the crossroads, so she doesn't in typically like she's over the
Hmm.
years been more connected to the underworld, but typically she is not the queen of the underworld so much as the one who like helps people cross over, and
Well,
she
this
helps
that
lost
makes
souls.
sense.
Yeah,
That makes
yeah.
sense in this imagery. So here, I'll show it on camera if you want to describe
Yeah,
it.
so also the way they've depicted Hecate is fabulous. She gives like Cruella de Vil or like Devil Wears Prada vibes.
Yes. And there's
She's got
also
like a
like,
top knot and she's wearing like a full body like skin tight dress with like shoulder cutouts and like
so you
drape.
actually know, sorry, you
Yeah,
know
no.
the bun is actually held together with the strings from keys.
Oh, because keys are her big. So she's also like she is the guardian of the magic and the mysteries, and so she like unlocks the portals to all of that. And
Like
then
so cool.
and then
Anyway.
she's carrying a torch because that's her other. So her three main symbols are the dagger, the torch, and the keys. And she's holding a torch and like guiding these three lost souls. So they're just skulls with like flowing black hair that's kind of got like stars in the hair.
Mhm.
And there's behind her a post with arrows pointing each way. It's the crossroads, and she's guiding them through the crossroads into the underworld.
Her earrings are daggers.
Oh, yeah, so they did get all three.
Yeah,
Nice.
they
Because she's
really
also
did.
the protector of the innocent and protector of children, which is why she goes to help Persephone or tries to help Persephone. Um,
Love this.
yeah,
I
Hecate's
love
my
how I
girl.
found it so fast
Yeah, that
too.
was, they were like, Sarah really wants to see the Hecate card. We're gonna get
Yeah.
that done.
Yeah, I was just like kind of like shuffling through like, oh, and
This one's for you.
yeah, for our person who sent in, we have kitchen witchery
Oh my
too.
goodness. Look, it's all coming through. I
I
love
know.
that. So they've
So
got like
this
a non-gen. Oh, you want to describe it? Go for it.
no, it's kitchen witchery subheading recipes.
Ah, and it's got
Yeah.
like this kind of non-gendered witch with a classic witch's hat that's covering their eyes. They've got like the pointy chin, um, kind of flowing shoulder length hair. They've got like a black button up top, and then they're standing over a huge cauldron with a pentagram on the front and stirring some sort of like potion that's filled to the brim in the cauldron.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So honestly, like so I had a little bit of a funky reading with this once.
Mm.
So I think that's also like contributed to my like not being drawn to it as frequently.
Yeah.
But I think like kind of looking at these cards over again, there's just so many like cool aspects of it that
Yeah.
I feel like visually I'm not as like super drawn to. Like that's not really this I it's like kind of interesting that I bought it too. I was like,
Yeah, because
oh
it's
fuck,
not
I
really
gotta
your art style. Like you're much more drawn to the rainbow
no.
tarot that we were looking at. That's like bright
Yeah.
and colorful and gay and like
Mm-hmm.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, or like this other one, like the Star Spinner Tarot, which I'm gonna hopefully I think I'm doing that one next for my
Sure.
reading. I think so.
We'll find out.
But like it's very like kind of the characters really have this like nymph quality and it's very like
Yes,
soft
yes.
and like I really love that kind of like fantasy, like almost like anime style, but not
Yeah, a
like
little
strict
bit
like
fey, like
yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know. I think like going over this again with you also like makes it feel really like oh this is like really powerful stuff.
Yeah.
I actually think that this might belong to you.
I want it.
Uh, I think that this deck might like belong to you and that's why I've like felt um so compelled to keep it and so compelled to like want to use it but also like there's this kind of like barrier of
Yeah.
struggling
Yeah.
with it but I knew there was a reason why I bought it and there's a reason why I held on to it and
Yeah.
I kind of didn't realize until we were doing this now
Right.
I think this belongs to you
Yay.
which is amazing
Like when I got the
um
modern Nirvana and I was like, oh, this is Kaitlyn's.
yeah this is you're like it's all this kind of like abstract like
Yes.
weird art and I'm like oh this one's like spooky like ancestral witch stuff
Hmm.
like Okay,
That's so cool.
I said spooky ancestral witch stuff. I cut the deck just to pick it up, and it says the old ones.
Ugh, I feel like the magic in this deck is real.
It's very
Like
high.
magic level 10 out of 10.
Subheading is honoring, and it's
Oh, and
like
it's a bunch of
a
ancestors.
yeah, it's a bunch of just like it's five like heads, not creepy heads, like faces
Yeah.
coming out of the darkness with like little stars in it and like a little wisp. The wisp also has like an
Yeah.
eye in it, which I love.
Ugh. And they all look
Um,
like different backgrounds, like different lineages that they represent.
yeah, like some of them look of like African descent, Hispanic descent. Like one has a witch hat on it, one has like a bone necklace, and
Hmm.
all of them have white eyes.
Yeah.
It's like very cool, very like spooky, but like good spooky.
I love
It's
that.
giving me like chills.
Ooh.
Ugh. All right.
So
So
what
what
would you
else?
say so we've looked at the imagery a little bit, talked about like the shape and texture of the cards and the box. As
And
far
we
as
even did some of the
actually,
booklet too.
oh yeah, we did.
A little bit. I like it.
Looking more clearly at the booklet, like what is the like does that one card had an incantation? Do they all have an incantation? Like what's the structure of the booklet?
Let's see. It looks like almost each one of them does have an incantation.
Cool.
So let me find the old ones is 22, which
Oh,
it opened to very easily.
22 is my number. So, okay, little
What?
tangent here about why I love the number 22. There's so 22, two when I was in kindergarten, my first time going to school was my like cubby number. My number was two.
How
And
do you fucking remember that?
which is funny because I don't remember much from my childhood, but I remember that.
Oh my
And
God.
I used to say 22. I used to say two was my lucky number, but 22 was my favorite number because there are two twos in 22.
That is very you.
And so
That
in
is
all my
so you.
sports teams and everything, 22 was always my number because there's two twos in 22. And I love
Hey,
saying that. And it makes my little autistic brain so happy.
tutu.
Two twos in 22. Um,
I love that so much. Also, yeah, no, this is definitely meant for you.
hmm.
So I was gonna say I'll read the old ones from the booklet for you, but it's 5 pages long.
Oh my God. Okay, so they have
Um,
long descriptions.
yeah, some of them I think like it almost feels like oh yeah, elemental magic is 5 pages long too.
Okay.
Like it gives you like a little, it's not like dense reading. Like this is the
Yeah.
page after, and then the last page is like it's not that
Right,
like
right. They're not like five book pages, but
no, it's not like too wordy, but it is like a little bit
yeah.
longer maybe for me to read now.
Yeah, we can look
Um,
at it later, but I'll come see
yeah,
it in a week.
yeah. I'll read you some parts of this too because
Yeah.
it's really beautiful. It says, "Listen to the whispering winds speaking to you of the ancient ones who surround you now. The ancient ones are bones of your bones, the blood flowing through your veins that pulses with the rhythmic beat of ancient wisdom." Yeah, so it's like going back to the
Yeah.
beginning of time.
Ancestral
There's
remembering, like,
yeah.
so
So
is it so they've got a couple pages where it like describes sort of the meaning of the card and what comes through with the
mhm.
card. And then are there other like subsections?
There is light side and then shadow side.
Okay.
Um, Again, like probably what is it, upright and reversed.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that it says light side versus shadow side because that's how I see the cards a lot instead of like
Yeah.
one way to read it and then the opposite way to read it, like, oh
Yes.
fuck you, here's a twist. I think all cards like embody
They have
the yin
both.
and yang.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I really like that. The incantation is ancestors of blood and bone, of those remembered and unknown, ancient past found in reflection, honoring a deep connection. The
Mhm.
old one's magic is worked with harm to none, so note it be, there it is done.
I love that.
And then the last little bit, which I really like, it says witchery and has 5 sections on the different types of ancestors. So there's blood
Cool.
ancestors, unknown ancestors, teacher ancestors, past life ancestors, and ancient ancestors.
That's a cool way of breaking it down. I've seen it broken down a
Yeah.
lot of different ways, but I like that way of
Yeah.
it.
So it feels like not only like oracle card like telling you what you need to hear, but also almost like a little like tiny little like dip into instructional, like,
Yeah, which when you first read like the intro of that booklet, it was kind of talking about that of like
yeah,
it's for people who are like ready to look at this kind of stuff but aren't necessarily deep in it yet.
yeah. So it just feels like a cute little introduction into like,
Yeah.
ancestral magic, because that's like a primary tenet of your practice. But this feels like a little bit of like a, oh, you want to work with the old ones? Here's the different
Ah,
types of ancestors
I'm
that you have.
obsessed with this deck a little bit.
um, so I think overall, I'm realizing I think like the magic level probably I don't think was unlocked until we talked about it. I think
Yes.
like right now it's being like, hello,
Here's what I'm
I'm a
capable of.
I'm awake. Kaitlyn, you fool. Kaitlyn, you fool. I
So
was so powerful this whole time.
you've been missing out. Come on. And then
Um,
the only thing we haven't talked about before we actually pull some cards is the intuitability of the cards.
oh, okay. So is I think that there is intuitability. I don't think that's like the point of this
Yeah.
one. If I don't I know that like doesn't sound like it makes a lot of sense because this is supposed to be for divination. I think there's a lot that you can glean from it. Has two headings on it. It's not just
Yeah.
high priest, it's high priest authority.
Right.
Like so it
And
does
then
give
the
you a
imagery
little
has a lot
flavor.
too, but yeah.
Yeah, it does give you a little flavor, but I think that there is so much to be learned from looking through this book.
Yeah.
And there's so much I think there's so much that you get from having a prior knowledge of
Yeah.
these things. So I don't think
It almost
it's
feels
as
like
much, yeah, go ahead.
it almost feels like a practical resource for witchcraft. Like,
Mm-hmm.
whereas normally when I pull cards, right, I'm kind of like channeling the message and like interpreting messages
Yeah.
coming through with spirit. This deck feels more like I said, like, like what kind of spell work should I do, or what kind of goddess or like witch, ancient
Yeah.
witch should I work with, or like these kinds of questions. Like what kind of magic should I be working with right now? And then it can give you like a
Mm-hmm.
really direct answer as well as resources with like what that means and how to work with it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's as much about the intuiting its like divinatory
Mm.
powers as receiving messages as it is like you said, yeah, more of like a practical kind of directional.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to use it and like if you're new to witchcraft, if this like imagery really speaks to you, if I mean, there's a lot of like really interesting things to be learned. So I think it is a
Yeah.
really interesting like prompt for like, hey, you might want to know more about this thing that you never thought about
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, more so than telling you about your
Yeah.
future job or your
Right.
love.
Yeah, it
So I don't,
feels more like
yeah.
supportive in your
Mhm.
magic than it is like clarity, bringing clarity on your situation.
Yeah, so I don't think I would ask like, hey, what's this next year with my partner going to look like on here?
Yes.
I think I'd be like, yeah, what energies do I need or like what spirits should I be drawing on or which ones are
Yes.
close to me right now,
Or like to use
things.
the partner
Mhm.
example, right? Like a question for a normal tarot or oracle deck might be like, what does this year look like for me and my partner? Like what's holding us back from growing forward in our relationship?
Mhm.
Whereas a question for that deck might be like, and what can I do about
Yes.
it?
And now what?
Yes, and how do I
Now
do
what?
something about it? And it might be like candle magic, or it might be like work with Hecate, or it might be like,
I literally
whatever.
was thinking it was like make a candle, bitch. Like that's what's in my head. And he's candle making. It was like, oh, okay.
Make a candle, bitch.
Make it. Is
Add it
that a
to the
new
merch
shirt?
list.
What do I know? Make a candle, bitch.
Make
Figure
a
it out.
candle. I made
Um,
like
I,
4 spell candles for clients this week, so that's energies in the air. It's
fuck
Aries
me.
season. Everyone's activated. They want the fire.
I was actually gonna light a candle just
Uh,
before we
quick.
started this episode, and then I was like, nah, I forgot.
Also,
My
quick
brain just
little
forgot.
ad break. I sell custom spell candles that you can order on my website, so sarahdittmore.com/shop.
For the low, low price of 99, you too can own yourself a Sarah Dinmore candle.
This is how we prove to advertisers that we're worth their money.
Ah.
Anywho, so
Do you want to sponsor us?
do you want to sponsor us? We'll mumble the price and mispronounce the word advertising.
Advertisement. I got you.
Um, anywho,
All
any
right, so
hoozly. Um,
any hoodly doodly. So let's pull some cards.
yes. Okay, so we love
I
the
was just
deck. It's a good magic level. The shuffleability, the box are medium, but overall we are fans.
huge
Uh,
fans.
let's pull one card for me, one card for you, and one card for the listeners.
Do you have anything that you're kind of wondering about today?
Yeah, actually, I do.
Tell me.
Um, I have just been in like a long period of recovery, dealing with a lot of like post-concussion stuff, a lot of pain, a lot of mystery illness that we're trying to diagnose, a lot of fatigue. And I feel like I'd love to know, I've been doing all the things I need to do, like physically and medically, but I'd love to know what I could be doing magically to support myself during this time.
What is there a need right now? Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's the simplified version.
I
What do I need?
was channeling that energy into
No, I got
shuffling, but
you.
I also just I'm like, hey, just like a quick like spark notes. Mm.
It's like I was reading for a client today and they asked me like kind of long-winded question and then I usually like reframe the question when I'm pulling cards. And I went to do that. I just got the message of like, we heard, we know, we heard the question. You don't need to repeat it. I was like, okay.
Stop wasting our time.
Yeah.
Okay, this is really weird, but I usually do my thing with my like little magic finger and I can feel it like resisting, like we're supposed to be with someone else.
We want Sarah to pull the cards.
With Sarah.
Well, I will next week. Which get you gave me such a look. Ritual
Ritual
magic.
magic.
I was literally thinking the other day about doing like a healing ritual or something.
Initiation. All right.
Ooh.
I also keep on seeing this card and I kept on seeing cures and remedies when
Uh,
when I was shuffling.
so the ritual magic shows a big full moon with a naked, like feminine figure with long black hair, titties out, snatched waist. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like very classic, like femme, like beauty standards. Something like tied around her waist, and then a tattoo of like a stag on her thigh. She's got a little bit of pubes going on.
Oh, I think it's like a lady doing this. Like whoop.
Oh, okay, okay. It's like
Yeah.
a, oh, you're right. It is, it's the, that's like the Mother Earth symbol.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pachamama, I think, is that particular version of it, but I will look that up. And then she's
And then
standing on like maybe coals and there's fire.
yeah. And there's like cool like little wisps coming up from the fire into her hands, which I think is
Yeah, like
really
smoke.
badass. Um, it's also at number 36 and she's really hot. Like all right, so
Yeah, she's
let's
very
read.
hot.
Hmm.
I would love for my ritual magic to look like that. Okay, it's the Earth Mod Mother Goddess is the Earth Mother Goddess. Earth
Come
Mother
on.
Goddess. It's the yes, like the pagan and Wiccan figure for like fertility and spring and yeah, love that.
Also, I said come on, not for you pronouncing. I said come on, like, oh, like,
I didn't even
come
hear
on, Mother
you,
Goddess.
so
Okay, for listeners who think I'm rude right now. Also, sorry,
my neurodivergence was hyper focused.
I was going through runes,
Yeah.
just flipping through, and it
Ooh.
shows you how to make runes. Oh my God.
Ooh,
Like,
maybe that's what we do together for your birthday. Make
yes.
runes.
Let's, I'm so into it. I'm so into it. All right.
Love it. Love.
I'm so excited right now. Okay, ritual magic. Grasp the magical power of initiation as you step spellbound into a world rooted in occult magic.
Mm.
All right, let's see. Ba. It is not by chance that witchcraft has chosen you to be initiated into one of the world's oldest practices. Ritual magic is working with unseen forces and energies that command immense powers of high magic, the focus of which is to bring about change with immediate and realistic results for your highest good if you so
Mm.
choose. That, I mean, this kind of makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense as what you're talking about. It's like it's working with magical and deeper meanings aimed at achieving specific and instantaneous
Yeah.
tangible outcomes.
It's almost like I was like, how should I work with magic? And they were like, yeah, work with magic.
Yeah. Mhm. And it gives you different types of magic you can work with.
Okay.
Oh, mine just said low battery. Sorry. There we go.
Charge your
Um,
shit, Caitlin.
I will not. Um, an initiation is a rite of passage and ceremony or ritual to make a transition from one phase of life to another, often assisted by a coven or elder.
Hmm.
Different initiations with this craft include firewalking, which is cleansing, purification, and empowering. The fishing quest, which is alone time in nature for connection. Naming to receive your magical name. I want that. Full moon, a ritual to draw down the moon with yourself, performed while skyclad. By the way, skyclad is the witch word of saying naked.
Naked.
Wow, wow.
Okay, Sky Clan.
Skyclad. Hand fasting, sacred marriage to yourself, to another or yourself.
Mm.
The crone rites after menopause, honored as an elder, or psychopomp, a death ritual.
Mm.
Psychopomp.
I've heard that word before, but I've never heard it.
I've
I don't
never heard
really
that word
know the
before.
context. Like I've just heard it before.
So it sounds like you need to do magic.
Yeah, but like a bigger ritual, not just like can make a candle or something, like a big
Yeah.
ritual magic, something with an elder, like a formal setup.
Yeah. So here's your incantation.
Okay.
Initiation, magical power. Your sovereignty reigns upon this hour, with arms upheld to the gods of old, invoking the fates as was foretold. Ritual magic has worked with harm to none, so note it be, there it is done. Oh, so mote it be.
Yeah. What have you been saying this whole time?
Note. I can read.
It's so mote it be.
So mote it be. I just keep on. I'm like, all right, that's an N. No, it has an extra bump in there. Um, deeply witchy.
Yeah, love that. Okay.
Let's pick one for me. I'm not gonna include this back in there,
Do
so
you
let's
have a
pick one for.
specific question, or are you just gonna see what they want to give you?
I think I just kind of want to know, like, look, I've struggled with you for a little bit. Like, what do you want to tell me? What have I been missing?
Hmm.
I think it's you. It's well, let's see again. Hold on. Okay, no, it's actually you. You're very close though. Ooh, High Priestess, Conduit. So it's a really there's like a moon or a sun figure in the back with double doors, and from the double doors is like this like shadowy river flowing down into this woman figure who has just white eyes and a crescent moon on her forehead, and she's wearing black robes and she's holding her heart, and she's surrounded by what look almost like closed poppies. Like they're
Oh yeah. Because they're not tulips. I think you're right.
no,
I think they're closed poppies.
yeah, they
Which
look a
it makes
little.
sense because poppies are associated with like intuition in the other realms because they get you in that dream state.
And she looks really concerned. She has my eyebrows where they like meet up
Yeah.
in the middle.
I tried to do
uh,
it and fit. Go watch the YouTube, guys.
awaken the unknown and deep inner wisdom of the divine feminine. Liberating
Okay.
yourself from patriarchal control releases past commitments to hierarchical systems, outdated modes, and all that holds you back from reclaiming your true divinity.
Hmm.
Um, so its devotion to craft calls you to surrender to the true path of the high priestess as you invite sacredness, responsibility, and the power of the goddess into the sanctuary of your heart.
Hmm.
Um, so we have activate your high priestess power simply by opening your heart and walking your priestess path, or through the rites of initiation by high priestess, which are first degree. An initiate is required to wait a year and a day while taking lessons, studies, and demonstrations of witchy skills. Second degree, this assists the high priest or priestess in rituals, classes, and mentoring. And third, full initiation of the goddess means acquiring a leadership role and high priestess title.
Hmm.
So it's like all about climbing that non-corporate ladder.
It's almost like like also I feel like there's an aspect of it of like the like it has a little bit of that hierophant with it of like taking it all a little more
Yeah.
seriously, like learning the like structures and traditions of magic,
Yes.
which I think is cool.
Yeah. And so my incantation to the high priestess is priestess potential, magical force, conduit of power harnessed from source. Oh, to awaken the gods within, to embrace the deep gifts of the divine feminine. High Priestess magic has worked with harm to none, so mote it be. There it is done. Ah, very cool.
That's
All
amazing.
right.
All right, should we do one for the listeners?
Yeah, so listeners, let's say I think it's like maybe what we need to be like moving forward this week. Like,
Hmm.
what kind of energy or craft should you maybe dip your toe into or carry
Yeah.
with you? If it's like a figure, like what kind of badass womanry are you bringing with you?
Yeah, just like what can support them wherever they are, whenever they're listening.
Yeah. Or womanry, what that word I just made up.
I don't know why, but it got the like womanizer stuck in my head.
I wonder if there's a Britney Spears tarot.
I am positive there is a Britney Spears tarot.
What do the listeners need to hear? Oh, you're being very quiet right now. Okay, I think it's you. Sigil, symbols.
Mm.
So you can describe this, and I will pull out the
Yeah,
little
so
book
it's
entry.
a two candles on a table with a book in front and slash between the candles that's got a bunch of little like writing that you can't see and then a bunch of big sigils drawn on it. And the sigils are like floating off the page into the sky. And it looks like they're a mix of like the Nordic runes, the Elder Futhark, as well as just like a couple other like shapes and symbols. But yeah,
Cool. I keep on hitting my mic today. I am unaware of
great
my
audio
body
quality,
today.
production
I
quality.
know, you're welcome. All right, so it says awaken and transform your consciousness with the power and energy of magical symbols.
Hmm.
They can be embedded into spells and candles,
Make a
which you
candle,
do,
bitch.
which you
Bitch, make a
make a
candle.
bitch, make a candle. Um, to do as all witches know, obviously,
Obviously.
the very act of magic begins with a purpose that is birthed through intention. So, as a witch, you must
Yeah.
take full responsibility for your thoughts and words and be consciously aware at every moment. For witchcraft is not just an array of random symbols and incoherent mutterings. No. Instead, magical symbols are fused with specific intention depending on the purpose and are most vital when it comes to seeding and speeding up your magic.
I'm really loving the dramatic reading of this.
Who am
This
I
is
is
not
not a
just a tarot
slightly
reading, it's a
dramatic?
dramatic reading of the Oracle Witch tarot deck.
You thought this was going to
Or
be
that's
nice
not the
and
name of
cute?
it.
You thought this was going to be nice and cute and comforting? No.
No, listen up.
All right, so here it says to create a sigil, do the following: write down your intention, erase all vowels, and repeat the words. What? Didn't know this. Arrange the remaining letters into a single glyph, making it look like a power symbol. Activate your sigil by drawing the symbol and stare at it until the shape appears to wobble or move. Your
Ooh,
sigil is now activated and ready to use, but once it's been used, destroy it. A new sigil can easily be crafted for each intent and purpose.
yeah, I love
So
that.
here's your incantation. Magical symbols and glyphs represent powerful purpose, creative intent. Spells now effective to cast and entrance, empowering all witches to rise and advance.
Mm,
Sigil magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be, there it is done.
I love that.
So yeah, make yourself some sigils.
Yeah, I mean, this is coming out, this episode is coming out like mid-spring, so I feel like it's a really good time to keep activating those intentions and like
Yeah.
early spring is all about planning and then mid-spring is like, okay, let's do the thing. So I feel like now is the time to start bringing those intentions through with your sigils.
Oh, can I just say I noticed this one other thing too?
Yeah.
Look at this, the little
Oh, there's like a
circle.
little like rune symbol that's like right where the little arch of the closure of the box goes. That's really cute.
That's very well done. So yes, this is
Love
Oracle
it.
of the Witch. Reclaim your birthright. Buy it at your local intimacy shop or somewhere
Convince a
online.
friend to give you hers. What?
You know,
Who
I said
said
no.
that?
Who said that? No, I think that was like really spookily. I've never seen it so magic-y.
Yeah, like
So
we're like cards popping out that were exactly what we were either thinking or talking about. Yeah.
yeah, like what in the world? Okay.
I love that. I
Anyway,
love
yeah.
that. Okay, cool. Anything else about
So
that?
we're keeping up the tradition of for my birthday, I'm gonna give you something, and for your birthday, you're gonna give me something.
I want you to know though, I want you to prepare yourself because
I'm not.
every other day this week I've been like, maybe I'll put this in the gift too. So you're just going to get a gift that is like as tall as me. Because I keep just being
Oh,
like, well, like I got your gift and I was like, this is Kaitlyn's gift. And
okay.
then I was like at a $1 book sale and I got this fantastic book that I'm very excited to show you that I was like, and also this.
And
And
also
then I was
this.
walking around town and I saw a sticker and I was like, and also this. And then I have two other things. So it just keeps
Oh my
growing. But you're
God.
turning 30, so whatever.
That's how I felt about your gift too. I like kept on going around and being like, no, spicy pen, yes, please. Like,
Yes, exactly.
what?
Because we have
No,
the same brain, it makes it far too easy to
yeah.
shop for you.
Yes. And the gift honestly is you coming
I'm
over.
very
Like that
excited. It's
makes me
going to be
very
so much
happy.
fun.
Oh,
Anyway, enough of
yeah.
us friendshipping in front of everybody.
That's why you're here.
That is why you're here. If you don't enjoy our friendship, get out.
You can
Um,
kindly.
Next week, we're talking about Wicca versus witchcraft. So come back
Mhm.
on Wednesday for an episode where we will be looking at the difference between the two, where Wicca comes from, how it is integrated with witchcraft, and also how you can look at them as separate things. Can you be a witch without being a Wiccan? Can you be Wiccan without being a witch? Etc.,
I'm really
etc.
excited.
Me too.
Yeah, so it's one of our more like kind of research heavy episodes
Yeah.
too. So I think it's going to be really interesting. Like a lot of cool research done on majority by Sarah because she's a
Get ready for Sarah to
big,
nerd
lovely nerd. Uh-huh.
out.
Come listen to Sarah's hyperfixation next week or next time we talk.
The subtitle of this podcast is just The Empress and the Fool. Sarah rambles about her, Sarah info dumps about her hyperfixations to
And Kaitlyn just like enjoys
and Kaitlyn
just
makes
sitting
sex jokes.
and take Kaitlyn makes sex jokes. Oh my god. Oh my god, if that's not the actual like subheading of our tarot podcast or which podcast.
So good.
Oh my god. It really like exemplifies each of our neurodivergence like really
Yeah.
well. I'm like, Kaitlyn, were you paying attention? It's like, haha, no dicks.
Okay, so come back next week for dicks and
And
research.
witches. Dicks
Witches.
and witches.
Dicks and witches.
I love it.
And
Right?
then yeah, I guess that's it. So as is above,
So is below.
as is within.
So is without.
Thank you
I love you.
and blessed
Blessed
be.
be. Bye.
Bye.